here was the star of our show. They're finally going to let him do it. It was Pockets versus Havoc for the Outlaw Mud Show Championship. Outlaw Mud Show Indie Wrestling has come to national TV, ladies and gentlemen, and Tony Khan has brought it to you. And the emaciated, fishy white, scarred up outlaw garbage wrestler with the bad haircut, pretty much for the whole match, beat the skinny, bland, plain-looking fuck in the blue jeans, first out on the floor forever, since neither one of them knows what to do in the ring. But then inside, Havoc did all the standard indie shit that he and folks like him do, and Pockets sold it. Jericho made it halfway bearable. At least there were no invisible opponents. They tried as best they could, it looked like, to actually wrestle a bit at first. But then after all this violent bullshit that Havoc did, the joint manipulation and twisting his wrist, and he had little Pockets screaming in pain and selling. Then Havoc bites both of Pockets' hands and sticks Pockets' hands in Pockets' own pockets. And Pockets acted like he couldn't get his hands out of his pockets because he left them in there even after Havoc let go of him. And then Havoc was just kicking him in the fucking face while he had his hands in his pockets. This is what I saw, right? Can you confirm this?
I confirm.
Okay. Then, suddenly, after getting the shit kicked out of him all this time and not even trying to really fight back, and especially not even trying to get his hands out of his pockets, Pockets made a comeback with his hands in his pockets for a couple moves, and then he actually took his hands out of his pockets to dive out of the ring. He had to get a dive in. And then he did a bunch of indie Chikara-style bullshit moves that they all do. But then, after getting the shit kicked out of him for the whole match, he got on the top rope, where it looks like now he's trying, and he's going to give the big splash to fucking Havoc. And he gives what they call a lazy splash, where he just stands there and then he just kind of falls off the rope, and boom, to show that he wasn't really trying and he didn't care. After he's had the shit kicked out of him and was actually screaming in pain, now he can't even be bothered to be mad enough to splash this fucking guy. Then Penelope Ford, that bleached blonde fucking twat. She's not the tampon girl, right?
What's your problem with her?
Well, because it's all these outlaw fucks. She wasn't the girl that stuck the tampon. Was she the tampon sticker or the sticky? Did she get the tampon stuck in her mouth? Or was that another one of these outlaw fucking sluts?
I must admit, if she did, I don't know, but I didn't know she had any involvement.
It was Priscilla Kelly that was the tampon girl.
Yes.
Penelope Ford is the one that was Mercy fucking jellied Nutella. Or whatever the fucking case.
She's now engaged to Kip Sabian.
Well, that's her problem too. So fuck this whole goddamn clown show. If this was the local daycare center or a high school drama class, I wouldn't give a shit. And I wouldn't have anything against any of these people. But if they're going to play professional wrestler on fucking television and waste some guy's money, then fuck it. They're going to like adults, they're going to be told what the fuck they look like. And that's what I'm doing right now. Penelope Ford jumps up and Pockets just stands there and stares at her with his opponent behind him, and he knows it, but he stares at her. Then here comes hatchet-headed fucking Chuck Taylor with the goddamn sloppy body that grabs her leg and pulls her down into a split, which doesn't hurt her because she can split. So then Sabian, her boyfriend, jumps in the ring, runs across the ring, dives over the top rope, and wipes out both Taylor and poor Trent. So the heel is kicking the heel manager foils the babyface trying to foil the heel manager. Then the heel foils both of the baby faces. Then Penelope Ford gets up on the top rope and comes off toward Pockets with the referee looking at it. But Pockets ducks. Poor referee Aubrey, by the way, is now the one to be buried in all of these things. Pockets ducks the girl, and out she goes. And then somehow Pockets pins Havoc, but then Havoc dumps Pockets on his fucking head. This was so embarrassing. It was like a bunch of a local outlaw promotion with where all the friends get together and play wrestler, pooled their money, and came up with enough money to hire Chris Jericho to call their backyard show. Is what this fucking reminded me of. It's exactly what it basically, that was what it was. A bunch of outlaw fucks doing stupid shit, and they've, instead of pooling their money like most mark promoters and wannabe cosplay wrestlers do, they've got a billionaire that they're bilking. So the billionaire hired a legitimate talent to call and lend credibility to their fucking play wrestling on national television. Somebody tell me I'm fucking wrong.
I will say the one thing I disagree with you on is I like Kip and Penelope. I think they could do something with them. For the same reason that I like Sammy Guevara.
He looks fucking 12.
He looks like you want to slap him. He looks like a heel that you want to slap, and he acts like a chicken shit.
Guevara looks like you want to slap him. This guy looks like he looks like a fucking accountant. He looks like a goddamn, as a matter of fact, later on he wrestled Dustin. He looked like a 12-year-old child or somebody working at the goddamn, like a bank teller. He's just bland, plain, regular haircut, small. Bleh. Anyway, here's the problem. Now that they're in a situation where they need good workers with personality that can cut promos, kill time, be halfway believable, and have good, solid matches in front of no people to fill that time and get across what they want to get across, they've got a very few of those and a bunch of outlaw nitwits from the indies that only know how to do silly, funny, ha-ha, and the big moves and don't know a goddamn thing about getting over on television or being entertaining without being silly, without being looking like a Saturday Night Live sketch. And I guarantee if they could get MJF to that fucking building in parts unknown, he could have a 20-minute match, never go outside the railing, not use a table or a chair or anything but that ring of his with anybody on the roster. He could win or he could lose, and it would keep your fucking attention, get him over, and not expose the fucking wrestling business. And then he could come back out 20 minutes later when he caught his breath and do a 10-minute promo that would be better than anything else they've got on this fucking program, just because he's a fucking talent. And if you add him and Jericho, there's a 30-minute goddamn segment. They just don't have enough talent. They've got outlaw guys that do wrestling moves.